Before Elon Musk became the man who builds rockets, electric cars, and dreams of Mars, he was just a quiet boy, looking at the sky. He wasn't loud, he wasn't popular, but inside his mind, entire universes were forming. Elon Musk was born on June 28, 1971, in Pretoria, South Africa. From the very beginning, he was different. Not in a flashy way, not in an obvious way, but in a dangerous way, the kind that challenges the future. A child who asked too many questions. Elon didn't play like other kids. He didn't enjoy small talk. He didn't care much for games. He asked questions, big questions. Why does the universe exist? How does electricity work? What happens if humanity disappears? Most kids grow out of such questions. Elon didn't. Lost in books, found in thought books, became his best friends. He read for hours, sometimes days, science fiction, physics, engineering, philosophy. He wasn't escaping reality. He was preparing to redesign it. Adults worried he was too quiet. They didn't know. His mind was louder than the world. Pain that built strength. Elon's childhood wasn't easy. He was bullied. He felt alone. He struggled to fit in. But instead of breaking him, these moments sharpened him. Pain became fuel. Silence became focus. Where others complained, Elon calculated. The first sign of genius. At just 12 years old, Elon did something extraordinary. He taught himself computer programming. Then he built a video game. Then he sold it. The game was called Blastar. This wasn't luck. This was a signal. A signal that said, "This boy doesn't wait for permission. He builds." A mind ahead of its time. Even as a child, Elon believed one thing deeply. Humanity must become a multi-planet species. Not because it sounded cool, but because he believed the survival of consciousness depended on it. While others planned careers, Elon planned civilizations. At 17, Elon Musk made a decision that would change everything. He left home, not because he was running away, but because he was running toward the future. South Africa felt too small for his ideas, not geographically, mentally. Elon knew that if he wanted to change the world, he needed to stand where the world's biggest ideas collided. So he looked north. Canada, the first leap of faith. Elon moved to Canada, not with money, not with connections, but with certainty. He worked wherever he could, cleaning boiler rooms, shoveling dirt, long hours, low pay. He wasn't complaining. He was learning discipline. Every job, every struggle, every lonely night was part of his training. A mind that never slept. Even while working physical jobs, his mind was somewhere else, thinking, calculating, dreaming. He believed something powerful. If you work hard enough on something meaningful, the universe eventually notices. Canada wasn't the destination. It was the launch pad. Arrival in America. Soon, Elon crossed into the United States. This was the center of innovation, the land of universities, technology, and ambition. He enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania. There, he studied physics, economics. Not because they were easy, but because they explained how the world works. Physics taught him truth. Economics taught him impact. Together, they formed a dangerous combination. The entrepreneur awakens. While other students planned careers, Elon planned revolutions. He didn't dream of climbing ladders. He dreamed of building new ones. The idea was simple: solve big problems, at scale, for humanity. A secret decision. Near graduation, Elon faced a choice: safe path, a good job, comfortable life, or the uncertain path, risk failure, greatness. Elon chose uncertainty, because comfort never changes the world. Every revolution begins quietly. No applause, no spotlight, just a small room and a very big idea. For Elon Musk, that room was a tiny office in Silicon Valley. The year was the mid-1990s. The internet was young. Most people didn't understand it. But Elon did. seeing the internet before the world did. While others saw the internet as a toy, Elon saw it as infrastructure. He believed, this will change how humans find information, how businesses operate, and how cities function. That belief became Zip2. What was Zip2? Zip2 was a simple but powerful idea. Online city maps, business directories, location-based information. Today, this feels normal. Back then, it was revolutionary. Elon wasn't copying the future. He was inventing it, living on the edge of survival. Elon and his brother Kimball worked day and night. They didn't have money, so they improvised. They slept in the office. They showered at the YMCA. They ate cheap food. Comfort was optional. Progress was not. Elon coded relentlessly. While others slept, he built. The pain that sharpens vision. There were setbacks. Investors doubted them. Technology failed. Deadlines crushed them. But Elon never quit. He adjusted, improved, iterated. Every obstacle was data, and Elon was excellent at learning from data. First signs of success. Slowly. People noticed. Newspapers became interested. Investors leaned in. Zip2 started powering major media companies. The idea worked. The system scaled. The future responded. A defining moment. Eventually, Zip2 was acquired. Elon was still in his 20s. Suddenly, the kid who slept on office floors had his first real win. But here's the twist. Elon didn't celebrate like others. He didn't slow down. He didn't cash out emotionally. Because to him, Zip2 wasn't the destination. It was proof. Proof that big problems could be solved by small teams with relentless focus. When Zip2 was sold, Elon Musk received his first real fortune. He was young. He was successful. He was free. Most people would pause here, buy a house, enjoy life, play it safe. Elon Musk did none of that. Money was never the goal. To Elon, money was not a trophy. It was fuel. Fuel to attempt things others were too afraid to try. He didn't ask, how can I protect this money? He asked, how can I use this to change the world faster? That question separated him from everyone else. The internet was just the beginning. Elon believed the internet would reshape everything, but payments were broken, slow, expensive, limited by borders. He saw a future where money could move as easily as information, and so he jumped again. Enter X.com. Elon founded a new company, X.com, an online financial platform, bold, ambitious, years ahead of its time. At a moment when people barely trusted email, Elon wanted them to trust the internet with their money. It sounded insane. That's how he knew it was right. Fearless leadership. Elon worked relentlessly. He questioned everything. He challenged assumptions. He pushed teams to think deeper. Not because he was harsh, but because he believed excellence was non-negotiable. The goal wasn't just to build a company. It was to build the future of finance. From X.com to PayPal, X.com evolved, merged, refined, rebuilt. Eventually, it became PayPal, a name that would soon be known around the world. PayPal didn't just succeed, it changed how humans transact. Borders mattered less, speed mattered more. Trust moved online. The second defining win. When PayPal was acquired, Elon Musk's success became undeniable. But something interesting happened. Instead of becoming comfortable, Elon became restless. Because now he knew something for sure. If I can change payments, I can change anything. A dangerous new vision. While others chased the next startup trend, Elon looked at much bigger problems. Energy transportation space, the survival of humanity. Problems so large most people wouldn't even touch them. Elon smiled at that scale. Because that's where he felt most. There is a moment in every great story when the hero stands alone. No applause, no guarantees, only belief. For Elon Musk, that moment came in the early 2000s. He had money, he had success, he had options, and he chose the hardest path possible. The question that changed everything. Elon asked a question no one else was asking seriously. Why is space so expensive? Not how to improve rockets, how to optimize launches, but why the entire system was broken. The answers disturbed him. Too much bureaucracy, too little innovation, too much acceptance of failure. So Elon made a decision that shocked everyone. He would build rockets himself. SpaceX is born. In 2002, Elon founded Space Exploration Technologies Corp. The world would later call it SpaceX. Experts laughed, journalists mocked. A startup building rockets? Impossible. Elon didn't argue. He studied. He hired brilliant engineers. He learned rocket science himself. He broke problems down to first principles. Where others saw complexity, Elon saw solvable equations. At the same time, Tesla. As if rockets weren't enough, Elon turned to another impossible idea: electric cars. At the time, they were slow, ugly, weak. Elon saw something else. He saw a future without fossil fuels, a future where cars were fast, beautiful, and clean. He joined a small company called Tesla Motors, and soon he would reshape it entirely. Two impossible dreams, one man. SpaceX and Tesla ran simultaneously. This wasn't balance. This was madness. Elon worked non-stop, long nights, impossible schedules, unrelenting pressure, but he believed something deeply. If something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you. The weight of responsibility. Elon wasn't playing with ideas anymore. He was playing with people's jobs, investors' trust. The future of industry's failure was no longer personal. It would be public, massive. Yet Elon moved forward, not blindly, but bravely. This was the phase that would break most people. For Elon Musk, it nearly did. Rocket after rocket. Failure. SpaceX prepared for its first launches. Years of work, millions of dollars, everything on the line. The rocket launched, then explosion. Second launch, explosion. Third launch, explosion again. Each failure burned money. Each failure attracted ridicule. Headlines mocked him. Experts dismissed him. They said, "This is what happens when amateurs play with rockets." But Elon saw something else. Data. Every explosion taught him what not to do. Tesla was also bleeding. At the same time, Tesla was struggling. Production delays, cash shortages, doubt everywhere. People said, electric cars will never work. Investors pulled back. Pressure increased. Two companies, both near collapse, one man in the middle. The financial cliff. By 2008, Elon was almost out of money. Not losing money? Out. No safety net. No backup plan. He had invested nearly everything he owned into SpaceX and Tesla. Friends urged him to stop, to save himself. Elon refused, because to him, quitting meant something worse than failure: regret. The fourth launch. SpaceX had one last chance, one rocket, one attempt. If it failed, SpaceX was finished. The team gathered, silent, focused, exhausted. The rocket launched. It flew higher, farther, and then orbit. Success. Against all odds, SpaceX had done it. The miracle that followed. Just days later, something unbelievable happened. NASA awarded SpaceX a major contract. It saved the company. It validated the dream. Elon had survived. Tesla's narrow escape. At the same time, Tesla secured last-minute funding. Barely, enough to survive, enough to continue. It was the closest Elon Musk ever came to losing everything. What this moment meant. This wasn't luck. This was resilience. Elon later said, "If you're going through hell, keep going, because stopping guarantees failure." Survival is powerful, but transformation is legendary. After escaping the edge of collapse, Elon Musk entered a new phase. This time, the world was watching. SpaceX earns respect. The successful launch changed everything. Suddenly, engineers listened. Governments noticed, critics went quiet. SpaceX was no longer a joke. It was a threat to old systems, reusable rockets, lower costs, faster innovation. Elon had rewritten the rules. NASA and a new era NASA didn't just partner with SpaceX, they trusted it. This was historic. A private company was now responsible for missions once reserved for nations. Elon believed space should be accessible, not exclusive, and SpaceX proved it could be. Tesla steps into the spotlight. At the same time, Tesla began to rise. The Roadster showed the world something shocking. Electric cars could be fast, beautiful, desirable. This wasn't compromise. This was evolution. People didn't buy Tesla to save the planet. They bought it because it was better. The power of design and vision. Elon understood a deep truth. Technology doesn't win alone. Experience does. Tesla wasn't just selling cars. It was selling the future. Clean, silent, smart. And once people tasted that future, there was no going back. The shift in public perception media tone changed. Headlines transformed. From, "Can Elon survive?" to, "How far can Elon go?" The same people who doubted him now quoted him. The world was catching up to a vision he'd held for years. Changing the world is one thing. Bringing the world with you, that's harder. Elon Musk understood this. A technology that stays elite never truly changes humanity. So his next mission was clear. Make the future mainstream. Tesla for the people. After proving electric cars could be fast and premium, Elon aimed lower, in price, not in ambition. The goal, affordable, reliable, mass-produced. That vision became Model S, Model X, and eventually Model 3. Model 3 wasn't just a car, it was a statement. The future is not optional, it's inevitable. And now, it was reachable. Factories like no one had built before. To make this possible, Elon reimagined manufacturing itself. Gigafactories, massive, efficient, vertically integrated. Tesla didn't just build cars, it built ecosystems. Batteries, software, energy systems. Speed became an advantage. Iteration became culture. Energy beyond cars. Elon knew transportation was only part of the puzzle. Energy had to change too. Solar roofs, battery storage, clean power. The vision was simple. Generate clean energy. Store it. Use it intelligently. Homes could become power stations. Cities could breathe again. Autonomy, the silent revolution. Then came self-driving technology, quietly improving, constantly learning. Elon believed autonomy wasn't about convenience. It was about safety. Less human error, fewer accidents, more lives saved. The car was becoming a computer on wheels, winning without waiting for permission. What made Elon different wasn't just innovation, it was speed. He didn't wait for industries to approve. He built and let results speak. Critics argued, customers adopted, and momentum grew. Some people want to improve the world. Elon Musk wanted to protect the future of humanity. And for him, that meant one thing. We must become a multi-planet species. Why space matters. So much to Elon believed something deeply unsettling. If humanity stays on one planet forever, extinction is only a matter of time. Asteroids, climate disasters, unknown risks. Space wasn't an escape, it was insurance. Mars, not a fantasy, a plan. When Elon spoke about Mars, people laughed again, just like before. But this time, he was ready. Mars wasn't about flags or fame, it was about survival exploration. A second chance, he imagined cities, infrastructure, life beyond Earth. Not someday, within decades. Starship, the key to everything. To reach Mars, rockets had to change again. They needed to be fully reusable, powerful, economical. So SpaceX built Starship, the most ambitious rocket ever designed. Failures happened. Explosions happened. But this time the world understood. This was how progress looked. Starlink. Connecting the unconnected. While Mars was the long-term goal, Elon worked on a near-term revolution, Starlink. Thousands of satellites providing global internet access, remote villages, ships at sea, disaster zones. Connection became universal, information became equal. Why Starlink matters. Starlink wasn't just a business. It was infrastructure. It funded Mars. It powered SpaceX. It connected humanity. A quiet backbone for the future. Criticism and confidence. Of course, critics spoke. About space debris, about ambition. Elon listened, adjusted, improved, but never stopped. Because he knew. Big visions attract loud resistance. By now, Elon Musk was no longer just a CEO. He had become a symbol of ambition, of risk, of the future. A mind wired for first principles. What truly separated Elon wasn't money or talent. It was how he thought. Elon used something called first principles thinking. Instead of asking, "How is this usually done?" he asked, "What is this really made of?" He broke problems down to their core truths and rebuilt solutions from scratch. That's how rockets became cheaper, cars became software, impossible timelines became real, speaking directly to the world. Elon didn't hide behind press releases. He spoke directly, on stages, on interviews, on social media, sometimes bold, sometimes funny, sometimes controversial, but always honest. People didn't just follow his companies, they followed his thinking. Inspiring a new generation across the world, something changed. Young people stopped asking, "What job should I get?" and started asking, "What problem should I solve?" Engineers dreamed bigger, founders took bolder risks, students looked at science with excitement again. Elon made it cool to care about. Physics, engineering, hard problems. Pressure, criticism, and focus fame brought pressure. Every move was watched, every word analyzed. Elon accepted this cost. He believed, if the goal is important enough, the noise doesn't matter. He stayed focused on outcomes, not opinions, the human side. Behind the intensity was a human being, a person driven by curiosity, by urgency, by responsibility. Elon often said he felt a duty. If I can help shape the future, I should try. Not because it was easy, but because it mattered. Elon Musk was never satisfied with solving surface problems. He always asked, "What happens next?" As technology accelerated, Elon saw a new risk emerging. Not from nature, not from space, but from artificial intelligence. The AI paradox. Elon believed AI was powerful, necessary, transformational, but also dangerous if uncontrolled. He warned the world early, AI could be more dangerous than nuclear weapons if we don't align it with human values. This wasn't fear, it was responsibility, a radical idea. Instead of fighting AI, what if humans evolved with it? That idea became Neuralink, a company with a shocking goal. Connect the human brain directly to machines, not science fiction, engineering. Why Neuralink matters. Elon didn't start with superpowers, he started with healing. Neuralink aimed to help people regain movement, restore vision, communicate without speech. For those trapped in their bodies, Neuralink offered hope, a bridge between thought and action, the long-term vision. But Elon always thought ahead, beyond medicine. He imagined a future where thoughts move faster than typing, knowledge flows instantly, humans keep pace with AI, not domination. Coexistence, facing fear and ethics. Of course, people were afraid. Brain chips, mind control. Elon welcomed the debate. He believed transparency mattered. Progress required trust, and trust required honesty. AI as a tool, not a master. Elon's message was clear. Technology should amplify humanity, not replace it. AI wasn't the enemy. Complacency was. Every great builder eventually faces the same question. What will remain after me? For Elon Musk, legacy was never about statues or praise. It was about direction. Responsibility over comfort. Elon believed that intelligence creates responsibility. If you see a problem clearly and you have the ability to act, you don't get to ignore it. That belief shaped every decision. SpaceX wasn't about rockets, Tesla wasn't about cars, Neuralink wasn't about chips. They were about continuity, keeping humanity moving forward, building systems, not moments. Elon didn't chase moments of success. He built systems that could outlive him: reusable rockets, energy ecosystems, global connectivity, human-AI alignment. These weren't trends, they were foundations. Criticism as the price of impact. The bigger the vision, the louder the criticism. Elon accepted that. He often said, "If you're not being criticized, you're probably not doing anything important." He understood a hard truth. Progress always feels uncomfortable before it feels inevitable. Inspiring action, not agreement. Elon never tried to be universally liked. He tried to be useful. His real influence wasn't followers, it was action. Thousands of startups, millions of engineers, a generation thinking bigger. That ripple effect was his real legacy. The road ahead. Even now, the journey isn't complete. Mars remains ahead. AI continues to evolve. Humanity still faces risks. But the trajectory has changed because one person refused to accept limits set by fear or tradition. At a certain point, success stops being personal. It becomes cultural. Elon Musk had reached that point. From CEO to global signal, Elon wasn't just running companies anymore. He was shaping conversations. When he spoke, markets reacted, governments listened. Media exploded, not because of hype, but because his ideas had weight. Redefining what a leader looks like. Elon didn't fit the traditional mold. He wasn't polished, he wasn't scripted, he wasn't predictable, and that changed leadership culture. Suddenly, leaders didn't have to sound perfect. They had to sound real. Engineers could lead, thinkers could build, builders could speak. Technology as culture, not just tools. Tesla wasn't just transportation. It became identity. SpaceX wasn't just aerospace. It became hope. Starlink wasn't just internet. It became access. Elon understood something rare. Technology shapes how people see the future, not just how they live today. Influence without permission. Elon didn't wait for approval. He didn't ask, "Is this acceptable?" He asked, "Is this necessary?" That mindset influenced entrepreneurs, policymakers, educators. People began questioning old limits. The speed effect. One of Elon's biggest impacts wasn't invention, it was pace. He normalized urgency, deadlines tightened, iteration accelerated, excuses disappeared. The world moved faster because he refused to slow down. A mirror for society. Elon also became a mirror. Supporters saw possibility, courage. Critics saw disruption, discomfort. Both reactions proved the same thing. He mattered. Being a global force isn't just about influence, it's about pressure. Elon Musk learned this daily, the noise of the world. Every move he made was under a microscope, tweets analyzed, companies scrutinized, ideas challenged relentlessly. Critics asked, "Is he reckless? Is this sustainable? Will it harm people?" Elon listened, but he filtered. He knew the difference between noise and signal, pressure as a tool, not a threat. Elon transformed pressure into fuel. Deadlines weren't stressors, they were motivators. Doubt wasn't discouragement, it was a data point. Mistakes weren't failures, they were lessons. Staying mission-focused. Through controversy and chaos, Elon stayed focused on the mission: make humanity multi-planetary, SpaceX, transform transportation and energy, Tesla, connect and empower people, Starlink, merge humans with AI safely, Neuralink. Everything else was secondary. Leading by example, Elon's teams saw work ethic, risk tolerance, courage under fire, and they mirrored it. Culture was built, not mandated, the human factor. Even as a global icon, Elon remained human, curious, impatient. Driven by purpose, he embraced that perfection is impossible, but progress is essential. Lessons for the world: pressure reveals character, noise reveals priorities. Elon's life demonstrated, if your goal is meaningful, criticism is part of the journey. Elon Musk never thought small. For him, Earth was just the beginning. Mars, humanity's next home. Elon saw a future where humans were limited to one planet and realized it was fragile. SpaceX's mission was no longer about prestige, it was about survival. "I want to die on Mars," he joked, "just not on impact." Mars represented hope. Cities built from scratch, self-sustaining ecosystems, a backup for life itself. Starship became the tool, ambitious, reusable, and revolutionary. Failures were lessons, successes were history in the making. AI, partner, not threat. Simultaneously, Elon looked inward, into the mind. Artificial intelligence was the next defining force of humanity. He believed AI could either enhance life or outpace it. Neuralink was his solution, a bridge between humans and machines, not to replace thought, but to augment it. A dual vision, space and mind. Elon's genius was connecting the macro and micro, the stars above. The neurons inside SpaceX and Neuralink weren't separate dreams. They were part of a single vision, a future where humans survive, adapt, and thrive, no matter what challenges arise. Global influence meets cosmic scale. Elon's decisions now weren't just technological, they were philosophical. He asked the world, what is our responsibility to life itself? How can we prepare for existential threats? How can we expand consciousness and survival? His work wasn't just building products, it was reshaping humanity's potential. The universe had never seemed so close. For Elon Musk, every rocket, every innovation, every risk pointed toward one horizon: Mars. Starship, the vehicle of dreams. Starship wasn't just a rocket, it was a statement. We are going to take life beyond Earth, and we will do it sustainably. Thousands of engineers worked under his direction. Failures were inevitable. Explosions happened. Lessons were learned. And every success felt like humanity's heartbeat accelerating. Mars cities, not science fiction. Elon didn't just want footprints on Mars. He envisioned self-sustaining cities powered by solar energy with farms, water recycling, and habitable infrastructure. This wasn't someday far away. He planned for decades, not centuries. A city on Mars must be built while we are alive, so future generations can thrive. AI and human enhancement. While rockets reached the stars, Neuralink reached inward. Humans could think faster, communicate instantly, collaborate across continents and even planets. AI alignment, brain-machine interfaces, and Starlink connectivity were not separate projects. They were parts of the same grand vision: humanity capable of surviving, exploring, and thriving anywhere. The cultural leap. Elon's ambition transformed culture. Students dreamed bigger, engineers thought faster, nations debated the ethics of space colonization. Mars wasn't just an engineering challenge, it was a symbol of possibility, risk, pressure, and determination. Every step carried enormous risk: financial, technological, ethical. Yet Elon embraced it, because history favors the bold. If something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are against you. Elon Musk's vision was never about fame. It was about possibility. A new era of space exploration. By now, Starship had demonstrated that Mars wasn't science fiction. It was a reachable goal. Launches were frequent, rockets were reusable, plans for colonies were underway. Humanity now had a roadmap to the stars. Elon's philosophy was simple: if something is important enough, you don't wait. Global influence: Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and Starlink together changed how people think about technology. Sustainable energy became aspirational, not optional. Space exploration became tangible, not distant brain-machine interfaces became real, not imaginary global internet became a right, not a privilege. Elon's work wasn't just engineering, it was a cultural reset, inspiring a generation. Every child who once thought space was too far to dream now asked, "What can I build?" Every young engineer began to ask, "How can I solve problems that matter?" Elon made thinking big the new normal. A legacy of action. Elon's story is a testament to persistence. Failures are lessons, critics are guides. Impossible is a temporary opinion. And above all, the future is not given. It is built. Elon Musk's journey proved one thing: vision paired with action changes the world. Rewriting technology's playbook. Tesla redefined transportation. Electric became aspirational. Autonomous driving became a goal. Energy storage became scalable. SpaceX redefined space. Rockets reusable, rapid, and cost-effective. Mars became plausible, not fantasy. Satellite constellations made global communication achievable. Neuralink redefined the human mind, healing neurological disorders, enhancing cognition. Bridging humans with AI safely. Elon didn't just innovate. He reframed possibility, humanity's perspective shift. His work created a ripple effect. Engineers dared to dream bigger. Entrepreneurs aimed for planetary-scale problems. Students believed they could change the future. Society started thinking long-term, not just quarterly. The cultural and ethical conversation. Elon forced humanity to ask, how far should we push technology? How do we balance risk and ethics? What does it mean to survive as a species? Technology became a tool for introspection, not just production. A legacy beyond companies. Elon Musk's legacy isn't Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, or Starlink alone. It's a mindset, courage to take bold risks, persistence despite failures, vision that transcends generations. He created an example that the next generation cannot ignore. The final lesson. Elon Musk showed that one person can change industries, inspire millions, shift the trajectory of human civilization. The future is not inherited. It is made. Elon Musk's story isn't just about rockets, cars, or brain chips. It's about how to think, act, and live in a world that demands boldness. Lesson 1. First Principles. Thinking. Elon approaches problems differently. Break everything down to its fundamental truths. Ignore conventional wisdom. Rebuild solutions from the ground up. This mindset explains why he can reduce rocket costs, innovate transportation, and design cities on Mars. You have to think from first principles, not by analogy. Lesson 2. Embrace risk. Accept failure. Every breakthrough carries risk. Elon views failure as feedback, a lesson, a stepping stone to success. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Lesson 3. Think long-term. Elon doesn't chase short-term gains. Mars colonization. Sustainable energy, AI safety. All are decades-long visions. Patience, perseverance, and purpose guide every decision. Lesson 4. Work like the world depends on it. Elon's ethic is extreme but focused. Intense focus, rapid iteration, relentless curiosity. He believes hard work is a superpower. Work like hell. There's no substitute. Lesson 5. Inspire and empower others. Elon's influence isn't in commands, it's in example. Engineers follow his curiosity, entrepreneurs follow his vision, students follow his audacity, inspiration creates momentum, and momentum creates change. Elon Musk's principles aren't theoretical. They are tested in the real world. Decision-making under pressure. Elon doesn't rely on consensus. He gathers data, breaks problems into first principles, chooses the course that maximizes impact, even in moments of intense scrutiny, like SpaceX launch failures or Tesla production crises. He remains calm, focused, and decisive. It is better to be wrong than to be slow. Speed matters in creating the future. Leadership through example. Elon leads by doing, works long hours alongside his teams, tackles technical challenges personally, shows resilience in failure. His teams don't just follow instructions, they adopt his mindset. Empowering others. Elon believes in enabling people. Engineers are encouraged to innovate boldly. Teams are given autonomy to solve problems. The focus is on outcomes, not hierarchy. He turns workplaces into laboratories of possibility. Taking bold risks. Calculated risk is central to his approach, colonizing Mars, creating fully autonomous cars, advancing brain-machine interfaces. He doesn't gamble recklessly. He assesses, prepares, and commits. Vision that inspires change. Elon's leadership creates ripple effects. Societies begin thinking long-term, industries rethink standards. Generations dare to dream bigger. The principle is clear. Bold vision plus relentless action equals transformational change. Elon Musk's legacy is not measured in dollars or accolades. It is measured in possibility, progress, and inspiration. Innovation as a standard from Tesla to SpaceX to Neuralink and Starlink, Elon set a new standard. Challenge the status quo. Solve problems no one else dares to touch. Make bold ideas reality. He proved that innovation is a mindset, not just a skill. Space and humanity. Elon's vision of a multiplanetary humanity is now concrete. Reusable rockets. Mars colonization plans, Starlink satellites connecting the world. He turned humanity's dreams of the stars into achievable goals. AI and human enhancement. Through Neuralink and AI initiatives, Elon tackled the next frontier. Enhancing human cognition, bridging humans and machines, ensuring AI aligns with human values. He isn't just building tools. He is shaping the evolution of humanity itself. Inspiring future generations. Elon's work sparks a global chain reaction. Students now dream bigger, engineers now solve planetary-scale problems, entrepreneurs now take audacious risks. His life teaches the next generation that the impossible is just the untried. The human factor. Despite global fame, Elon remains human, curious, passionate, relentless. He shows that vision without humanity is empty, and humanity without vision is stagnant. Elon Musk's work has left the world with more than technology. It has left lessons, inspiration, and a blueprint for the future. Lesson 1. Dare to dream. Big Elon's life shows that dreams should not be constrained by current limits. Mars colonization, autonomous cars, brain-machine interfaces. All seemed impossible until he acted. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Lesson 2. Persistence overcomes obstacles. Failures, criticism, and skepticism did not stop him. Each obstacle became an opportunity to learn and innovate. Persistence, not perfection, is the key to lasting impact. Lesson 3. Build for the long term. Elon's projects are measured in decades, not quarters. Renewable energy adoption, multi-planetary human civilization, AI aligned with human values. His work teaches us that vision without patience is wasted. Lesson 4. Inspire others. True legacy is not only what you create, it's who you inspire. Engineers, entrepreneurs, students worldwide, he proves that inspiration multiplies impact exponentially. Lesson 5. Lead with humanity. Even in pursuit of the stars, Elon remains human, curious and humble, courageous and persistent, ethical and thoughtful. His story shows that innovation must serve humanity, not just technology. The path ahead. The seeds, Elon planted will grow long after him. New explorers will reach Mars. Sustainable energy will become global standard AI, and humans will collaborate safely. The future is built by those bold enough to. Every great story begins with curiosity. Elon Musk's story is no different. The beginning. Curiosity over comfort. Elon wasn't born into certainty. He was born into questions. Why does the world work this way? Can it work better? As a child, he read relentlessly. Books became his teachers. Imagination became his playground. He learned early that comfort limits growth, the builder's mindset. From Zip2 to PayPal, Elon learned the fundamentals. Build fast, learn faster. Never fear starting over. When he sold PayPal, many expected him to relax. Instead, he bet everything on the impossible. The leap into the impossible SpaceX, Tesla. Two industries where failure was the norm and success was reserved for giants. Elon entered both. Not because it was safe, but because it was necessary. Rockets failed. Money vanished. Criticism grew louder. Yet he persisted. If you get up in the morning and think the future will be better, it is a bright day. From builder to belief system. Over time, Elon became more than a founder. He became a belief system that humanity should think long-term, that sustainability is survival, that space is not an escape, but a responsibility. His companies became tools. His vision became the engine, a catalyst for humanity. Elon didn't just build products. He built momentum. Momentum that told the world, progress is possible. Courage is contagious. The future is worth fighting for. In the end, Elon Musk's story is not about rockets reaching Mars or cars driving themselves. It is about belief. The core message. Elon Musk teaches humanity one fundamental truth. The future does not happen to us. We create it. He never waited for permission. He never waited for perfect conditions. He never waited for approval. He acted. The courage to be uncomfortable. Elon shows us that real progress is uncomfortable. It challenges industries. It scares institutions. It questions traditions. Comfort preserves the present. Discomfort builds the future. Failure is not the enemy. Rockets exploded. Companies nearly collapsed. The world doubted him. Yet failure never defined him. It refined him. Failure is feedback, not defeat. Think beyond yourself. Elon's vision was never small or personal. He thought in centuries. He thought in planetary terms. He thought in terms of survival. He reminds us, a meaningful life is built by solving meaningful problems. One person can change the trajectory. Elon Musk proves something extraordinary. One person, with enough courage, clarity, and persistence, can bend the direction of civilization, not by force, but by vision. The final lesson. You don't need to be Elon Musk, but you do need what he represents: curiosity, courage, discipline, long-term thinking. Because the future will belong to those who are brave enough to build it.